Let me see. All right. So, guys, we are live, but this is really a pre-recorded live. I think it's a little bit of an oxymoron. For persons who know, let me know in the comments. A pre-recorded live. So I'm recording this literally the day before. We're gonna go live on Thursday morning. So you know, we live in these times now. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where in the world you are joining me from. Thank you so much for joining me here on this live, which goes out on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube. And we are talking about, now let me just add that back to the screen a little so that you can see. Let me add it back. Right. So we are talking, this live is going to be all about elevating your brand, elevating, and to be more specific, your personal brand. And I want to talk to you guys over the next few weeks, which will lead up to my second edition of Brand You right here in Trinidad. So I want to really talk to you about personal branding, the importance of personal branding, and how it has shifted. But before I do, of course, I want to say again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where in the world you are joining me from. This is a pre recorded live. Yes, it is. And let me know what platform you're seeing me on. Let me know if you're hearing me and seeing me. Well, we are going to be talking about creating this consistent brand image in order for you to sort of elevate and grow your business and grow your brand. Again, live on LinkedIn, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Let me know which platform you're joining me from. Feel free to put it into the comments. I will be live, so I'll be able to kind of chat with you in the comments as this goes live, right? So, guys, I wasn't able to do the last session last week Thursday, and so I think I'm going to try to drop that on Sunday. But today I really want to kind of chat with you about what's on the screen here, which is creating a consistent brand image. And let me just start with, of course, telling my own story, right? I have always said, and I've written content about this, as a Caribbean woman, it has, in order to accelerate my career, in order to differentiate myself, in order to build my professional career, and ultimately to get into entrepreneurship, I focused a lot on my tertiary education naturally, right? That was my my access into particular spaces. It was my access into growth into two major organizations that I worked with. They really that was part of the criteria when you look at job descriptions. Still to this day, of course, they have certain levels of qualification that they are looking for from individuals, and so I really pursued my education as a result. And I'm also a person that definitely believes in personal development. I got into lecturing and teaching as a result of being able to, get those particular academic qualifications. So it's something I totally believe in. Fast forward, now we're in 2024, and I've been building my own personal brand in the last, I would say, the last 5 to 7 years, digitally, as well as networking in Trinidad and Tobago, as well as in the Caribbean. And I can tell you that this is now an important part of development. And if persons really want to sort of differentiate themselves, they want to stand out, they need to look at curating and developing a personal brand. A personal brand can really help to differentiate you and can really help to take your business and your career to the next level. So that's what we're talking about today. That's what we'll be talking all about for the entire month of April. And so today I want to kind of touch on the importance of building a consistent personal brand, and how do you begin to elevate your brand by building a consistent brand. So of course I work with a lot of entrepreneurs. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of consultants, and even business professionals in the HR space and leadership space. And one of the things that people struggle with a lot is staying consistent, right? We have, and whether we are still in an 8 to 4 or a 9 to 5 job, or we are chief cook and bottle washer, as they say, and we do everything. It's still important to balance those daily tasks with the strategy around our personal brand and how do we create it. And part of being successful in developing and elevating and growing your brand is actually through being consistent. And I want to talk about being consistent online. So how do we begin to do that? I want to suggest 3 quick tips to you guys, right? So the first one is trying to have a level of consistency across all platforms. I think we still are going nuts about the fact that we have so many social media platforms and people sometimes don't know what to do. And I think one of the biggest mistakes is that we jump on any new platform that launches. I think one of the most recent one being Threads, but then we are inconsistent, right? And I'm guilty of that too. But it is important, if you are building a personal brand, that you have a strategy around how do you begin to um, stay consistent. Staying consistent online means that you are visible to your audience, and staying consistent across a number of online platforms means that your online presence will begin to align with what you want to say, and there is a consistency of messaging across your platforms, right? Which is what helps to kind of create the brand in total. So you want to be able to stay consistent. If you think that LinkedIn is a valuable platform, you want to curate content here, you want to curate content for Facebook, you want to curate content for Instagram. One of the ways you can actually stay consistent, which is what I tell persons, is actually to begin to schedule the content. I know some persons may say, Debbie, they may think they don't have the time, but I have content scheduled right through until June. Now, that's not to say that if I don't attend an event, if I don't have a really good um, customer experience that I want to talk about and tell that story, or the fact that I have particular projects going on and I'm going to share that, I will share content intermittently live on my platforms, so that content is relevant and content is up to date. But at the same time, just like most persons, we do have to balance life, and we do have to balance clients, and we do have to balance all those things. So one of the things I do is actually schedule my content. So I have a kind of roadmap every 3 months in terms of what are the types of content I'm using. They are scheduled across a number of my social media platforms. I have an idea of, what I'm saying, what type of content I might repurpose. And that just helps in terms of planning. So that's one of the things I want to say. Be consistent across all your platforms, right? Be consistent in terms of showing up on a regular basis. This really helps to take you and your business to the next level, and it really helps your audience to get to know you, get to like you, and get to trust you, right? The second tip I want to give along the lines of, again, elevating your brand and being consistent with your brand is by doing these check-ins, right? Constantly, I want to say, review and refine your brand. I think when we first come out and we launch our brands, we may be in a particular space, we may be in a particular industry, and 10 years from now, that might change, or even 5 years from now, that might change. It is important, if you are building a brand, you are also taking your audience on a journey with you. And so it's important to sort of regularly review and audit your brand. Look at what you have presented to your audience in the last year or so. Look at the type of content. Look at your images, right? In terms of, your logo, your design, and so on. Consistently and continually look and refine your personal brand, because it is important for you to stay authentic and true to yourself, but it is also important to ensure that you are relevant, that what you want to be known for is exactly what you are saying and messaging and putting out um, into the universe. You want to ensure that you are staying true to yourself. You want to ensure that you are staying consistent. You want to ensure that your messaging is, in alignment with what you want to create, and even as well to your interactions with your audience, right? So that kind of check-in is important to ensure that you are exactly where you need to be. So feel free again to put in some comments. I would love to hear your thoughts here. And, I'll try to respond as quickly as I can. The very, very last point, which is the third point about helping you to elevate your brand, elevate your personal brand, and to stay consistent, is to create relevant content. And by creating relevant content, this is something I tell a lot of, business owners. We hold our business so close to us. And so many times we have our own ideas of who we are and what it is we want to say. And that is fine. What I want persons to also look at is how you create, how you tie what it is you do and who you are to the needs of your particular customers, right? Your particular customers and your audience, right? And especially for us as service providers, or especially for us as business owners, we want to sell. And one of the first things, of course, I learned as a marketer is that you're trying to match needs, right? You are trying to understand how your product or service actually is able to fulfill the needs and wants of your clients. Now, if you are not in that constant state where you are actually looking at your clients' needs, speaking to your clients, taking on the research, understanding what is changing, understanding the changes in the industry, customer trends, and so on. We're talking all about AI now for the last 2 years. If you are not doing that, you will not be able to tap into what is happening within your industry and space. You'll not be able to connect with your customers the way you want to. So when I say make sure and create relevant content, you want to make sure that this content is in alignment with your personal brand, but it also matches the needs of the audience. It helps to effectively engage the audience. It helps to reinforce what your brand is. It helps to attract your audience. It helps them to understand, hey, this is really what I want, and this is the type of person I want to work with because they understand my particular need, and not just needs and wants, but they understand the challenges we have. They understand the problems that we have. They understand the issues we have as a business, right? The types of challenges we have, and which is why a lot of my content is framed in that way. Companies struggle with sales. So I talk about if they struggle with sales, these are perhaps some of the things that they need to do. We talk about personal branding and persons are how difficult it is at times to stay consistent. So here I am saying, okay, these are the things that you can do to help you stay consistent. So those are three tips that I would suggest to anybody if they want to build their personal brand and they want to elevate their personal brand. Now, with that, before I close, I want to show you guys one more thing, especially for persons who are in Trinidad and Tobago. Perhaps I want to make it a little bit bigger, right? So we completed Brand U 1.0 in March, right? And we are going to launch another Brand U 2.0. Now, one of the first things I actually had a prospect asked me if it's open for men. Absolutely, absolutely. So this project here is really, a project that I've been trying to pull off for quite some time, and I'm glad to finally do it and really provide this sort of experience for all entrepreneurs because I didn't see it and I wish I had it, 7 years ago or 8 years ago. Ideally, Brand U is a project that will kind of go over a few weeks, but it starts with actually a brand day where we do headshots and where we actually do a kind of corporate video for you and your business, right? That's what it starts with. It actually continues with a series of discussions and interactions between myself and you in regard to doing a brand audit, helping you to develop your LinkedIn strategy and clean up your LinkedIn page and the development of some content that you can use over the course of maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So if you are ready to kind of launch your personal brand, or if you need help in kind of refining your strategy and getting that extra push and nudge, then Brand U 2.0 may definitely be for you, right? So feel free, of course, to reach out to me and let's chat about Brand U 2.0. We have a few spots because we're trying to get this done. At least the brand day, we're trying to get it done in one day. So it's not like a whole lot of persons. So if you are interested in Trinidad and Tobago, ready to launch your business, ready to launch your personal brand, feel free to reach out to me for Brand U. And of course, I thank you again for this pre-recorded live, and we will chat again soon, hopefully on Sunday. So you guys take care and bye-bye.